In the heart of Lagos, where the skyline kissed the clouds and luxury cars adorned every corner, lived a billionaire named Whale. Known for his sharp business acumen, charm, and immense wealth, Whale had everything a man could wish for, except true love. At 34, Whale had grown tired of relationships that revolved around his wealth. Women flocked to him not for who he was, but for what he owned. After yet another heartbreak, he devised a plan. He would disguise himself as a poor man to find a woman who would love him for his heart, not his bank account. Whale's transformation was drastic. He moved out of his sprawling Ikoyi mansion into a small, one-room apartment in Mushin, a bustling, low-income area of Lagos. He traded his designer suits for thrift shop clothes and swapped his luxury cars for a battered Danfo minibus. His business operations were handed over to trusted associates, and he took on the persona of Kola, a struggling mechanic. To solidify his disguise, he got a job at a local mechanic workshop. Despite the hard labor, Whale found the experience refreshing. For the first time, people treated him like an ordinary man. One sunny afternoon, Zainab, a young woman with striking brown eyes and a captivating smile, brought her car to the workshop. She was a primary school teacher, earning just enough to take care of her younger siblings after their parents' death. Whale was instantly drawn to her simplicity and kindness. "Excuse me, can you fix this car?" she asked, pointing at the sputtering engine of her old Toyota Corolla. "Of course, madam," Whale replied, smiling. As he worked, they struck up a conversation. Zainab was witty, intelligent, and refreshingly straightforward. She didn't seem to care that Whale was just a mechanic, or so she thought. Over time, their paths crossed more often, and they grew close. Whale admired Zainab's resilience. Despite her challenges, she exuded optimism and warmth. She cooked for him, encouraged him to pursue his dreams, and shared her own dreams of starting a community library for underprivileged children. She never once asked about his finances or questioned his humble lifestyle. Whale had a secret. His growing feelings for Zainab were shadowed by guilt. He knew he had to tell her the truth eventually, but he wanted to be sure she truly loved him for who he was. One evening, Whale decided to test Zainab's intentions. He told her that he had an opportunity to travel abroad to work as a mechanic but needed money for his visa and ticket. Zainab didn't hesitate. Though she didn't have much, she borrowed from her friends and colleagues to support him. "I believe in you, Whale," she said as she handed him the money. "One day, you'll make something of yourself. Just don't forget where you come from." Her selflessness moved Whale to tears. He realized she was the woman he had been searching for. Weeks later, Whale invited Zainab to a lavish restaurant, claiming he had something important to tell her. She hesitated, worried about the cost, but he assured her it was his treat. When she arrived, she was astonished. Gone was the humble mechanic. In his place was a man in a tailored suit, sitting at a table adorned with roses and champagne. "Well," she asked, confused. "My name is Adewale Olatunde," he began. "I'm not a mechanic, Zainab. I'm a billionaire." Zainab stared at him in shock as he explained everything, his disguise, his reasons, and his love for her. "I needed to find someone who loved me for me," he said. "And you've proven that. Zainab, will you marry me?" Zainab was overwhelmed but understood his reasons. She accepted his proposal, and their story became the talk of Lagos. Whale funded her dream of starting a community library, and their wedding was a grand yet heartfelt affair, blending his wealth with her simplicity. Despite their newfound luxury, Zainab insisted on maintaining a grounded lifestyle. Together, they became a power couple, using Whale's wealth to uplift the less fortunate. As news of their love story spread, whispers of doubt emerged. Socialites in Wales Circle questioned Zainab's motives, labeling her a gold digger who had played the perfect role to win his heart. "She must have known who you were all along," one of Wales' business associates remarked during a dinner party. The comments gnawed at Wale, planting seeds of insecurity. Could Zainab's love have been calculated? Though he dismissed the notion outwardly, the doubts lingered. Zainab, too, faced challenges. Wales' affluent lifestyle came with expectations she found stifling. She struggled to fit into his world of opulence, where appearances mattered more than authenticity. She missed the simplicity of the early days, when Wale was just Wale. One evening, during a gala at their Ikoyi mansion, tensions boiled over. Zainab had spent the day organizing a fundraiser for her libraries, while Wale had been busy with a high-stakes business deal. When they finally saw each other, exhaustion and frustration marred their reunion. "You barely spoke to me all evening," Zainab said, her voice quivering. "I was managing important clients," Wale replied. "Not everything revolves around your libraries, Zainab." The word stung. "My libraries? Those libraries are helping thousands of children. Or have you forgotten what it means to give back?" "I give back plenty," Wale shot back. "Maybe you're the one who's forgotten. You wouldn't even be able to start your projects without my money." A stunned silence fell between them. The words were spoken in anger, but they cut deeply. Zainab turned and walked away, leaving Wale to grapple with his own guilt. In the days that followed, Zainab returned to her roots, staying with her siblings in their modest family home. She needed time to reflect on whether their love could survive the pressures of their new life. Wale, meanwhile, found himself consumed by regret. He realized that his wealth had become a barrier, not a blessing, in their relationship. Determined to make things right, he turned to the one place where he felt closest to Zainab, the mechanic workshop where their story began. Wale spent weeks working at the workshop, immersing himself in the simple life he once led. It was there that he rediscovered what truly mattered: humility, hard work, and Zainab's unwavering love. He visited Zainab's family home one evening, dressed in his old mechanic overalls. When she opened the door, he held out his hands, grease-stained and trembling, went on bended knee. "I'm sorry," he said. "I let my world cloud what's most important, you. I don't care about appearances, money, or what people say. I care about us. Will you come back and help me fix what I broke?" Zainab's eyes softened. She saw in him the Wale she had fallen in love with, the man who valued kindness over wealth. She nodded, and together, they vowed to rebuild their relationship on trust and mutual respect. They made changes to their lives. Wale cut back on his corporate engagements to spend more time with Zainab, while she learned to navigate his world without losing her authenticity. They also established a joint foundation that combined their passions, supporting children's education and empowering small businesses. The challenges they faced only strengthened their bond. The whispers of doubt faded as people saw the genuine love they shared. Together, they inspired others to seek balance between ambition and authenticity. Years later, Wale and Zainab sat on the porch of their countryside home, watching their children play. Their love story had become a testament to resilience, proving that true love could weather any storm. "Do you regret pretending to be poor?" Zainab asked with a teasing smile. Wale laughed. "Not for a second. That disguise led me to you. And I'd do it all over again." Hand in hand, they watched the sunset, grateful for the lessons, trials, and triumphs that had shaped their extraordinary journey.